Asake studied dramatic arts and theater. He's always had a vision for how he wants to showcase his artistic abilities, and it all began to take shape after he met Olamide and signed for YBNL Records and Empire.
The way I understand music is a feeling.
Though he began releasing music in 2017, his career took off in 2022 when he released his debut EP, Alolade. The EP introduced Asake and his renewed sound to music listeners in Africa. However, the combination of his caption-ready lyricism and choir elements and how seamlessly those merged into the rippling percussion he was incorporating into his sound attracted listeners to his revitalized sound and was primarily responsible for his mainstream breakthrough. It is a modern take on Amapiano, Juju, and Fuji. He collaborated with Magic Sticks, a young producer, to develop this style.
When did you meet Asake?
2019. Everything we did in Omokwe, we tried to do in Mr. Mono. The time we're using, advancing ourselves and improving on both sides.
This new style caught on like wildfire, creating a trend in the Nigerian music scene.
If I broke now my business, we don't cast. Last, now everybody go chop breakfast. Go, lo, let me see you. Go, lo.
Suggestions that the vibe might have been overdone arose from his song's continued success.
It's like you having a baby and your baby is growing.
Ironically, Asake was not the only one drawing from that particular well of sound.
So put your hands up in the
On September 8, 2022, Asake released Mr. Money with the Vibe, his debut studio album. The album smashed multiple records worldwide and was warmly received by listeners globally.
Mr. Money with the Vibe is the highest charting African debut album of all time.
Magic Sticks created all 16 of the album's tracks.
Production, mixing, mastering.
Oh, you mix and master the entire album as
I
well?
mixed and mastered the whole album. I was scared at first. Till the project was out and everybody was like, oh, okay.
Organized sounds like Afrobeats and Amapiano mixed together.
You know, normally we've been infusing the Amapiano, so this time we're just like, okay, let's go a little bit deeper than we do.
Because of the album's chart success, he became known as the Landlord, becoming one of the most streamed and top trending artists on Audio Mac in February 2023. Earning him the title of Artist of the Year from the platform.
You had the highest charting debut Nigerian album ever.
Nevertheless, criticism accompanied every achievement. Some even went so far as to refer to Asake's songs as rewarmed jollof. This was ironic, as Asake has become the blueprint for artists in Nigeria, as nearly all of their work from this era shared his sound characteristics. The critics must have briefly gotten to Asake as his next single Yoga settled for a somber contemplative tone, different from the tracks on his previous album. Although Yoga did not perform well on the charts for an Asake song, it served as the ideal bridge to the next stage of his career. He returned to his well-known sound from before, releasing a few songs and working with other artists before his sophomore work of art was dropped in June 2023.
Your new album, Work of Art, #1 in 42 countries.
Critics were hushed by Work of Art's popularity. Asake combined other African music styles with his usual Juju Amapiano blend, but his choral epic choruses and chants accompanied the entire project.
Work of Art is just me trying to show the
artistic part of it.
Big Afrobeats artists still use this template regardless of the subgenre. Rap, street music, and pop. It's clever, but it's not innovative in any way. These kinds of songs continue to be so popular, maybe due to nostalgia and emotional relatability. Singing along to a familiar tune is your natural reaction, and this human connection is what the trend capitalizes on. The choral backup part is still in use today.
The crowd vocals part, whose idea was it in terms of the Asake's music?
I've actually been doing it for a long time. It was at that advancement and the level of Asake confidence to go like 1,000 over 100, and the energy just kind of like. Even when I give that sound to like other artists, they're going to do their thing, but obviously not going to sound Asake.
Even if some people may be skeptical of this trend, Asake's unmatched influence on Nigerian music is undeniable. As a performer, it helps to have a line in your song that the audience can yell back at you. All of which suggests that more performers will incorporate chants into their choruses. And it all points back to Asake.